So today is Gamera's 55th anniversary, and I figured, hey, I just got this in recently, the final piece of the SH Monsterarts Gamera puzzle that I've been, oh man, very regretful that I missed out on originally. Thank you to Kaiju Shorts for selling me his at a really great price, very reasonable guy. Definitely check out his channel, there'll be a link in the description down below. And yeah, I want to talk a little bit about the SH Monsterarts Gamera releases and why I feel that this is the best release so far. So, let's get into the intro and do this.
What do you think?
So a couple of things before the video starts. If you are subscribed, don't forget to hit the little bell icon so that you're up to date with any future uploads. So when this was first announced, I was like, holy hell, I'm so happy they finally decided to actually make this guy into an SH Monsterarts. And unfortunately, it ended up being an exclusive and a very pricey exclusive that Bluefin, unfortunately, could not get their hands on and release stateside. And it turned me off to actually getting the guy upon release. In hindsight, probably should have pre-ordered him anyways because I really wanted him. But now that he's here, really happy to say, he's here for the channel. Anyways, yeah, take a quick look at the box. This isn't going to be your typical review. I just want to get a look at the box here before we dive into this release, and I could tell you basically why I feel that this guy is the definitive Gamera release for the SH Monsterarts line, right? So let's get him out of his box. Now do please keep in mind that this is my opinion only. I'm sure many of you would disagree with me, and if you do, let me know in the comment section below why you think I'm wrong. Anyways, let's just take a quick look at this release. I gotta say, man, like, while not my favorite suit in the Gamera trilogy from the 90s, by the way, if y'all haven't seen the Gamera trilogy from 1995 to 1999, what are you waiting for? Oh my god, there's so many ways you can watch it. I know they released it in the past on Blu-ray, DVD. Arrow Entertainment, I believe, owns the rights, and though they did botch the initial release for the Gamera series, they are planning on splitting them up again come January with a Showa and a Heisei edition. Get both if you want, but me personally, I was turned on by the 90 movies, and I remember holding off and not really being interested in them because growing up, I was only a Godzilla mark. Absolute only Godzilla mark. And that basically means that I didn't care about anything kaiju related unless it was Godzilla. There's so many people in the community that are like that, and I gotta say to you guys, please do not limit yourself in what you watch when it comes to kaiju action, because you are missing out on a tremendous amount of goodness that awaits you. You got Gamera, you got Ultraman, you got Gridman. By some extension, you also get Power Rangers, Super Sentai, Kamen Rider. Please do not limit yourself, people. You are only hurting yourselves, and who knows, just give it a watch, try it out, maybe you will like it, and if you do, trust me, you're not gonna regret it. Anyways, now that I got that out of the way, the 90s Gamera movies, so good. Thank you again to my friend Kamakaros from back in the Tokyo Monsters days, and Deadzilla, who you know on YouTube as well as Djangozilla. He hooked me up and told me all about the 90s movies and why I should watch it. And because I followed his advice, I ended up falling in love with this series. Those are some of the best kaiju movies I've ever seen. Anyways, we're talking about the figure today because it is the 55th anniversary of Gamera, the Guardian of the Universe. Alright, so let's see. In terms of like timeline, we got it like this, right? 95, 96, 99. What makes the 95 version so good? Well, while not my favorite suit design, that would have to go to Gamera 3 1999. I just felt he was the most intimidating looking Gamera, probably the biggest. However, you could probably tell by watching my unboxing for it, but this has to be one of my most disappointing SH Monsterarts of all time. Why? As for the main body sculpt, it's alright, but it's the head sculpt and the sculpt of the shell not being completely accurate to the source material really hurts this figure for me, especially because I love the 1999 design so much. The head and the derpy eyes that mine have are unfortunately the biggest drawbacks for this figure, and it is why this one has to be, like I said before, one of my most disappointing SH Monsterarts ever, because I had so many high expectations for Gamera 1999, but in order for me to get him to look even close to accurate, I kind of have to display him like this, just so you don't have to see the face too much. I do like the alternate handpiece that actually is on flames, and that keeps popping out for some reason. You go back there because you're punished. The SH Monsterarts release for the 1996 Gamera from Attack of Legion has to be one of the best SH Monsterarts ever released. A lot of people feel that this is the best Gamera design from the 90s. I do feel that this was a nice middle ground. Gamera kind of evolves from movie to movie, and I like this design a whole lot. Now, while I'm saying that the 1995 release is the best release, I'm being dramatic. This is, for a lot of people, the best release of Gamera, and it still is to this day. My only issue with it is that these little pieces here on his chest and abdominal area like to open up. Right, it's for a final attack gimmick from the movie. Not the issue here. My issue is that they're so delicate and they're so hard to actually see. They just pop out like that. Really, really annoying, and the ball joints are so tiny. To get those pieces back on there, you have to be so gentle and not lose any of them. It just never looks quite right because there's always like a piece or so that doesn't align properly with the sculpt. You see that? Prepare to see that a lot if you have this release. I'm sure most of you have probably worked around it, but it's not impossible to deal with. It's just a pain in the butt. Still, like I said before, one of the best releases of Gamera, if not one of the best Monsterarts ever released. But I think this is now my favorite. Being one of the most iconic designs of Gamera, is such a wonderful figure. The actual engineering, it's a little tight in some spots. I understand why, but little areas here and there, maybe the jaw could have been better engineered. I absolutely love the sculpt on this guy. And then the paintwork too, on the inner mouth, the teeth, the actual tongue, the eyes, the claws, while not as pretty as, let's say, the Gamera 1996 look, they did such a great job making this release worth it. Look at the back of the shell here. Get a nice, let's do actually a comparison with the shells. The 1999 Gamera looks the coolest if you ask me, and the 1996 release still looks really good to this day. However, the 1995 release has the most color on it, and there's a nice light green gradient into a darker green, and once again towards the edges, more of that lighter green. It's very nice to look at, and the sculpt is wonderfully done. While this Gamera from 1995 has the biggest head, he almost looks kind of cartoony in a way. He still looks really damn good, and I am so happy that I got this off Kaiju Shorts when I did, because I was really bummed out that I missed out on it initially. But with this release, oh man, it's so fantastic, and I'm just talking about the sculpt here alone.
You have killed that turtle.
Engineering can be a little wonky in certain spaces because, well, he's a giant turtle, and there's a lot of parts here that are really stiff and don't move that well because of the sculpt. That's usually how it is. I know Ultrazilla was also struggling with one of his legs, but I love this guy, man. This guy is just fantastic. Look at that. Mouth can open that wide, and don't even get me started on the accessories this one comes with. You could have him so he's flying off in a jet. You could have him in his flying saucer mode, and with that added effect piece for the base. So anyways, I just wanted to give you guys my thoughts as to why I feel that this is one of the best releases of Gamera 1995 ever made. If you agree or disagree, let me know in the comments section below. Remember, keep it civil. What other releases from the Gamera series would you like to see SH Monsterarts tackle? Me personally, I would love to see a Gaios, I would love to see a Legion, maybe an Iris, all of those three I would love to see happen. Anyways, thanks again for watching this video. Happy 55th anniversary to Gamera. Remember, collect everything, connect everything, End Card is here once again with other videos you might be interested in, so definitely check those out when you get the chance. Alright, I'll see you all soon.